The more you say no to things that don't matter, the easier it is to say yes to things that do.
Saying no is one of the most underrated tools for success. From a young age, we are conditioned to please others, to accept every invitation, opportunity, or request that comes our way. Society applauds generosity, commitment, and overachievement. But rarely do we hear about the quiet power of refusal, the strength in protecting your time, energy, and focus. Saying no isn't about being selfish. It's about creating space for what truly matters. It's the skill that separates people who feel scattered and overextended from those who live intentionally and achieve extraordinary results. The problem begins with perception. Most people fear that saying no will alienate others, damage relationships, or make them appear uncooperative. But the truth is, boundaries create respect. When you honor your priorities instead of constantly accommodating everyone else, you communicate clarity, confidence, and self-respect. People don't lose respect for you because you decline distractions. They respect the fact that you value your time and commitments. Saying no protects your most valuable resources, time and energy. Every yes you give to something insignificant is a no to something meaningful. Your calendar and focus are finite. Every commitment has a cost. Accepting every request dilutes your impact and scatters your attention. By learning to say no, you reclaim hours, reduce mental clutter, and create the bandwidth to invest in what truly drives progress and fulfillment. One of the greatest benefits of saying no is mental clarity. A busy mind is rarely a productive mind. Every new obligation, no matter how small, competes for cognitive space and emotional energy. Saying no reduces noise, allowing you to focus deeply on your priorities. When you intentionally choose what to engage with, you free your mind to concentrate, innovate, and perform at a higher level. Clarity is born not from doing everything, but from doing what matters most. Saying no also strengthens your personal integrity. When you agree to things that conflict with your values or goals, you create internal tension. That tension manifests as stress, procrastination, or regret. Declining opportunities that don't align with your vision keeps your life coherent and consistent. Your actions reflect your principles, rather than external pressures. Living with integrity enhances confidence, reduces anxiety, and fosters self-trust. The ability to say no empowers decision-making. When you commit to fewer things, you can devote more thought, energy, and resources to each choice. Quality replaces quantity. Focused effort yields superior results. In contrast, a life filled with constant yeses is reactive, scattered, and often unfulfilled. Saying no shifts you from a passive participant to an active designer of your life. It allows you to choose, rather than drift along with everyone else's expectations. Fear is the main barrier to saying no. Fear of missing out, fear of conflict, or fear of disappointing others often keeps people agreeing to things they don't want. But fear is rarely a valid reason to sacrifice your priorities. Each time you decline a misaligned request, you build courage. The more you practice saying no, the easier it becomes, and the more confident you feel in defending your boundaries. Courage grows as clarity and purpose solidify. Saying no doesn't mean rejecting opportunities for growth. The key is discernment. Not every no is permanent or absolute. Some opportunities, while challenging, may align with long-term goals. Others are distractions disguised as progress. By evaluating each request through the lens of purpose and impact, you separate meaningful commitments from unnecessary obligations. This selective engagement maximizes results without overextending your energy. Another powerful aspect of saying no is that it cultivates long-term vision. When you consistently decline short-term distractions or low-value opportunities, you protect your capacity to pursue meaningful, high-impact goals. Each refusal reinforces your focus on what truly aligns with your life's purpose, allowing you to invest energy where it creates lasting value. In this way, saying no isn't just a momentary choice, it's a strategy for building a future that reflects your priorities and maximizes your potential. The habit of saying no transforms relationships. People who consistently overcommit often appear overwhelmed, stressed, and unreliable. Ironically, saying no can improve connections because it makes your commitments more intentional and authentic. When you do say yes, you can give your full presence and effort. Relationships thrive not on quantity of interaction, but on quality, attention, and engagement. Saying no creates space to show up fully. Saying no also fosters self-discipline. The human brain seeks comfort and approval, making constant agreement easy and tempting. Resisting that urge requires conscious effort. Each time you decline something unnecessary, You strengthen your willpower and reinforce the habit of intentional living. Over time, this habit compounds, making you more decisive, focused, and aligned with your values. Productivity is another direct outcome. Time and energy are like currency. Every yes is an investment. Strategic refusal ensures that your currency is spent wisely. High performers understand this principle intuitively. Their ability to say no to distractions allows them to devote more attention to high-value tasks, creative projects, and opportunities that generate meaningful returns. Saying no is not a limitation. It is an amplifier of output. The practice of saying no also reduces stress. Overcommitting creates hidden tension. Your mind is constantly juggling obligations, deadlines, and expectations. By declining non-essential requests, you alleviate mental load and restore emotional balance. Stress diminishes because you control the scope of your responsibilities. Life governed by choice, not compulsion, feels lighter and more manageable. Saying no enables focus on personal growth. Every yes to a misaligned request is time taken away from learning, reflection, and skill building. Declining distractions allows space for growth activities that truly elevate your potential. Books, courses, exercise, meditation, or strategic thinking all require uninterrupted time. The more you say no to noise, the more you say yes to self-improvement and mastery. Boundaries created by saying no foster creativity. A mind cluttered with obligations has little room for innovation. By protecting your focus, you allow mental space for ideas, experiments, and breakthroughs. Innovation requires quiet, undistracted time, a luxury only those who know how to decline distractions can afford. Saying no is a precondition for original thought and creative problem-solving. Saying no also cultivates self-respect and esteem. When you prioritize your needs and values, you communicate to yourself and others that your life has direction. Self-respect is reinforced every time you refuse what doesn't serve you. Conversely, saying yes out of obligation erodes confidence and breeds resentment. Respect begins with the boundaries you establish for yourself. A powerful technique is to create a criteria filter for decisions. Before agreeing to anything, ask, does this align with my goals? Does it honor my priorities? Will it add value to my life or others' lives in a meaningful way? If the answer is no, decline. This systematic approach removes emotional hesitation and makes saying no a clear, rational choice rather than a reactive decision. Consistency is key. Saying no occasionally won't create the space you need. It must become a deliberate habit. Set limits daily in work, social life, and personal commitments. Protect your calendar like a resource. Regular practice strengthens your ability to evaluate opportunities objectively and ensures that your focus remains on high-priority goals. It's important to communicate no respectfully. Saying no doesn't have to be harsh or dismissive. A simple, clear, and polite refusal is often more effective than over-explaining or apologizing excessively. Respectful refusal maintains relationships while preserving your boundaries. It demonstrates confidence, maturity, and clarity. Saying no ultimately leads to alignment. Life becomes less reactive and more intentional. Your choices reflect your values. Your time is devoted to what matters most, and your energy is focused on high-impact activities. The hidden power of no is that it doesn't limit life, it enhances it. By eliminating distractions, you amplify focus, creativity, and fulfillment. When mastered, saying no transforms your entire life. You gain freedom, clarity, and control. You no longer feel pulled in every direction by external pressures. You can dedicate your attention to what truly matters: deep work, meaningful relationships, personal growth, and experiences that enrich your life. Saying no creates the space for what brings real value, not just temporary busyness. The most successful, fulfilled, and balanced people understand this principle intuitively. They say no daily, consciously, and unapologetically. Their ability to prioritize, protect, and focus is what allows them to achieve extraordinary results without sacrifice, stress, or burnout. The hidden power of no is not resistance, it's liberation. It frees you to invest fully in what aligns with your purpose and vision. Master the art of saying no, and you reclaim your life. You stop scattering your energy on trivial obligations and start directing it toward meaningful impact. You transform busyness into intentional action, distraction into focus, and overcommitment into freedom. Every no is an invitation to create space for what truly matters. Because when you say no to the noise, the irrelevant, and the unnecessary, you say yes to yourself, your growth, your goals, and your life.